Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Neel Kanth, the blue throat of Lord Shiva, is an ancient Indian story well known, well recognized throughout the world. Is it fiction, myth, or a science? Is something this is all about. My mission, the impeccable wisdom, knowing which everything is fully known. My greatest discovery is Divyan, the divine design of nature with which the perfect objects are designed and created. We did talk about Sagar Manthan, Samudra Manthan, the churning of primordial ocean in previous video. And there itself I had mentioned that I need to make a new video for Neel Kanth. And I think the story is very clear that both gods and asuras or demons decided to work in unison to get Amrit from the ocean. They tied snake Vasuki around Mount Meru or Mendrum and then started churning the primordial ocean. During churning, many essential objects emerged from the ocean and was hala hala or blue-violet vapors of poison which started killing everybody around. This picture, keep it in mind, is what I'm going to describe in the next hala hala the poison. Blue-violet poison, hala hala, fumes started rising during the churning of the primordial ocean. The poison started killing the living beings around. Hence, everybody got scared and approached Lord Shiva because he is known to have Vishuddhi Chakra predominant and he can purify even poisons. Keeping that in mind, they approached Lord Shiva and Lord Shiva collected the poison and started drinking. As he was drinking, Goddess Parvati put a snake around the neck of Lord Shiva and this story completes with that. Now, is this description a myth, fiction, or a pure science? Is something we should explore. To the best of my knowledge, this particular story is one of the greatest pieces of science I've ever decoded. Hala hala poison represent iodine element number 53. As I said, churning of oceans, Sagar Manthan, is nothing other than rising of elements one by one from the ocean for the need of humanity, for the biological life or otherwise. As I said, everything started in ocean. So everything had to got from ocean and this was also one of the things. Scientific evidence for iodine is you take crystals of iodine, put it on the burner, just burn it. You can see the structure on left side, center is also blue-violet colors, neutrons and protons are shown. On the right side, you can see burning crystals of iodine are producing blue-violet vapors. And this has been confirmed by every chemist in every chemistry lab from school, college to the university. It's one of the common experiments done in our chemistry labs. So I think from that point of view, suggestion is very clear. Could hala hala be iodine? Now let's take it to further step. Fumes, color, fine. The next step is hala hala started killing people around. All the living beings were getting killed. Does it make sense? Now, tincture iodine is applied as first aid even today. Why? Povidone Iodine bath before surgery is also there and cleaning all the wounds with povidone iodine is very common. Every patient goes through that, every surgeon. It's a most vital instrument in the hands of a surgeon. I'm also one of the old surgeons, trained general surgeon, ENT surgeon and plastic surgeon. We had to use it on every patient to make the patient sure that it. Why were we using? To kill all the microorganisms which are around the wound or on the body so that post-surgery recovery is very fast. So now it can, iodine could have been this is because it can kill. Fumes have shown the color is like that. Antimicrobial action or killing living beings. I think these 2 points have been very well explained. Now, Goddess Parvati put the snake around the neck only. She did not put anywhere else. You can see her hand is on the Shiva's neck. Snake is also around Shiva's neck. And bowl of iodine is also there right in the hands of Lord Shiva. Now, these three concepts also show that it has got something to do with thyroid gland. And thyroid gland is also associated with Vishuddhi chakra, which Lord Shiva is known for Vishuddha purification. Now, science behind, as modern science knows very well, this is the trapping of iodine in the thyroid gland, not anywhere else. So whatever Lord Shiva was drinking iodine, it should go to thyroid gland only, not anywhere else. It's needed there. That is the implicit wisdom in this particular picture, in this particular story. And I think people have not really been able to understand. Maybe, I don't know, I would not like to get into the details of it, why. But anyway, I'm glad I'm able to give the third evidence in the form of trapping of iodine. Now let's understand what trapping of iodine is. You see the left side is the blood circulated, and whatever iodine is consumed in the food is absorbed from the gastrointestinal system and through portal vein goes to the blood to be circulated. And I'm glad that internationally it has been accepted that salt should be iodized. These days you do not get salt without iodine added to it. And reason is iodine is very essential, has been recognized. Otherwise we could go for some problems like thyroid, hypothyroidism, or goiter, or increase in the size of this to maintain thyroid hormone. Now, iodine is absorbed from the blood through iodine porter, is taken into follicular cells, which are the main cells of thyroid gland. And from there, along with the thyroglobulin precursors, like tyrosine is through the ribosome production, goes after purification with hydrogen peroxide into lumen cells. And there tyrosine or thyroglobulin precursors are converted into thyroglobulin, and thyroglobulin iodine is added to that. When one atom of iodine is added, is called monohydrated thyroglobulin. And after that, second one is added to that, it becomes DIT or diiodo. When MIT and DIT, when this route, then through endocytosis by pseudopodia, is absorbed from lumen back into follicular cells and then goes to colloid vesicles in the follicle cells. And there it is converted into thyroxine and thyroid hormones, T3 and T4. And T3, T4 is exported into the blood to be carried to the target cells on which thyroid hormone is going to work to produce the rest of the functions. But meantime, this can also get deiodinated, so the iodine can come out of this and tyrosine is separate, and then it gets into circulation again. This circular thing, iodine, MIT, DIT to T3, T4, and within cell goes on. Now I'm sure from this point, from this particular picture, it's very clear. Iodine is trapped into the thyroid gland to convert into thyroid hormones. And why thyroid hormone? What is its association with Lord Shiva is something we should discuss. Now, I'm a medical scientist. I'm a medical doctor. I've got 55 years of experience, and I've studied in Madras Medical College from 1969. 54 years. But to the best of my knowledge, during our medical studies, and even later, I found all the books on thyroid hormone talk about the prime function of thyroid hormone is to maintain basal metabolic rate, BMR. In other words, it's a calorigenic action. And they talk, this is calorigenic, and calorigenic has something to do with ATP. That I've taken one of the statement for one of the things available on internet to show this is more or less what is there. It's not complete. BMR calorigenic. But some books also talk about thyroid hormone is diabetogenic. I do not agree with that because in normal concentration, thyroid gland is not diabetogenic. In higher increased form, hyperthyroidism, it does become diabetogenic because it becomes catabolic. But in a smaller quantity is anabolic for the good functions of the body. But this particular thing does not talk about something which I think everybody should know about it. What is that? You see the picture down. To the best of my knowledge, from my own experience of thyroid gland, thyroid hormone functions the triglyceride as well as protein breakdown protein products to convert into heat in mitochondria rather than ATP. As you can very rightly see, TG means triglyceride to fatty acids going to mitochondria and then producing heat which comes out, not ATP. This particular thing is called, can be called thermogenic action, which has not been brought out even by the leading books on thyroid gland today, but I'm glad I'm able to bring it on. And the idea of that this could be thermogenic rather than calorigenic or diabetogenic is idea I got it from NEEL Kanth only. Why? Lord Shiva is lives in Kailash or Amarnath, all the Himalayas only. He doesn't live down south much. Might be visiting. At least that's what the tradition says. Since he has to live in cold areas, he needs little extra energy to protect himself from the cold. So he has a stronger aura around, for which he needs normal thyroid level, maybe little more than that. And that is what made me. There is something because Lord Shiva is not very fat. He's perfectly healthy, as normal as you can expect to be normal according to Divyang. But then I looked at medical sciences. I find from clinical medicine a state of hypothyroidism in which there is a low concentration of thyroid hormone. Patients suffer from intolerance to cold. And patients with hyperthyroidism, there is increased amount of thyroid hormone, there is intolerance to heat. These two very crystal clear standing symptoms of things associated with thyroid gland, intolerance to cold and intolerance to heat, center around heat only, not anything else. Why this particular symptom was not taken as a guiding symptom to see could there be thermogenic effect of this? Because hypothyroidism, people will be fat, triglyceride level will be high, and protein content is more, and people are low in utilization of these things, and result they put on weight. In hyperthyroidism, catabolic action is there, sympathetic overactivity is there, where triglyceride is used up, so content of triglyceride will be less, and other things. And then they lose weight and they need to eat more to maintain themselves healthy. So I think this particular symptoms are additional benefit for the medical science, how ancient Indian wisdom of such nature as NEEL Kanth could give much more ideas than what our medical scientists around the world have perceived, understood, or explained in the process. As a medical doctor, I think this could be one of my fair contribution towards science, particularly Divyang ratio, Divyang's will. There's a lot connected with that, which we will talk little more as we proceed. I put this picture of hypothyroidism only, and hypothyroidism is just the opposite of that. It's just for people to have a medical idea. Now, in this particular picture, also I'm going to focus only on the center one. You can see violet color symbol or chakra. That is Vishuddhi chakra, and that is connected with thyroid gland. And this, my experience has also shown that the 10 chakras associated with 10 endocrine systems only. Is it a coincidence that Vishuddhi chakra has also got violet color, or pinkish violet with a blue tinge in it. And this is something which I did 20 years ago. Was it a coincidence, or my voice of silence was telling me that this is what the color is, this is how you should put and move on. And I'm glad that this journey of mine in the last 60 years to this level has been worth it, and as a result I'm able to fill in the gaps of missing lacunae and bring impeccable wisdom to the world, knowing which everything is fully known, so that we can lead a perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise, and happy life. And this is one of the contributions which I wanted to give. So, thank you very much for kind listening and encouraging.